Our sponsors: The Finkley Experience, HBCU First, The Jamal Bakes Morning Show, J&J Leadership Academy. Thank you for your contributions towards The Michael Finkley Show. Hello everybody, it's Michael Finkley with The Michael Finkley Show.
And I'm Nicole with Conversations with Nicole. You can join me Wednesdays at 9 a.m. on all of my streaming platforms.
Well, Nikki, don't forget about The Michael Finkley Show, Mondays, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the CTR Media Network.
Join us.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ursula Robinson, Miss Linda from Tyler Perry's Divorce in the Black, and you're watching the only show to watch, The Michael Finkley Show.
On the next Michael Finkley, the international saxophone phenomenon is here. Richard Shaw Jr. He tells us about his amazing talent and passion. And two saxophones, okay? Where did this come from? Monday.
There's a new familiar face this time. Say hello to the new daytime. See it everywhere you go. Doing the greatest show. It's no other than the Michael Finkley Show. There is no other. He's like no other. I'm so glad that someone resonates with me. I'm celebrating. It's turning to Michael.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. I promise you, season 8, season of dreams, we're still rolling. And I had to bring this next guest on because I met him a few years ago at an event, and it was just like I knew him all of my life, and I know I had to get him on. He is the international saxophone phenomenon himself. He is none other than Richard Shaw Jr. How are you?
I am fantastic, Michael. Fantastic.
I am so giddy. I'm very giddy interviews, but I know what you do. I know you pour your heart into it. I've seen you perform, and I follow you on social media. And what you do is definitely a gift. It's not. I feel that it's not a talent. It's definitely a gift from above. So, and you use it so well. But we're going to dive right into it, definitely. So did music find you, or did you find music?
That's a great question. So I think it was a combination of both. My mother, she shared with me when I was a little bit older, she told me, she was like, Richard, when you were in my womb, like every time I would listen to music, you would jump. So I don't know if that was like a foreshadow to what I would be doing today, but she told me that. She was like, you really enjoyed music. So I think it was a combination of both.
Gotcha. How did you
Yes, sir.
nurture that gift along these many years?
So it was a combination of my upbringing. So my mom, she's actually a vocalist, and she, has been singing all of her life. My dad was actually an instrumentalist. So he started off on clarinet, then he moved to drums, then he moved to the trombone. So I was surrounded by a musical family in the sense that my sister was actually musically inclined as well, my sister Camille. So with that upbringing, being a pew baby, I was raised in church, so I was surrounded by music all the time. And I just developed a interest once I was, pretty much in that environment. It was kind of like contagious. I saw everybody around me involved in music, and I just kind of developed an interest from my surroundings, honestly.
Gotcha. And I definitely love the influence because it makes us who we are. And so you have all these different elements around you to hone and shape and grow. And also educationally too, because I don't think you know this about me. I am a product of an HBCU. You attended Tennessee State University where you received your bachelor's degree. How did that assist you along the way within who we see today as this amazing, again, phenomenon?
Wow. I'll be honest with you. I remember going to Tennessee State. university in my first year entering into this college, because I wouldn't say I was sheltered, but in a way I didn't really get out much. So when I experienced the university, I'm on my own. I have the freedom, the flexibility to do what I want. But within the confinement of a HBCU, um, I would say band is totally different from a high school band. And it was a little intimidating. I'm gonna be honest with you, Michael. I was a little intimidated because when I was a freshman, there was like 25 other saxophone players who were better than me. Okay. So I'm looking at all these saxophone players and I'm like, oh my God, how do I compete with this? But I was very consistent in my practice and in my studies, which really gave me an advantage to really grow and develop at a faster pace than my peers. But I'm grateful for the experience. Overall, it was just a little intimidating. I'll be honest with you, Michael, when I first entered in.
And it's so I'm glad you said that, because sometimes even as us as persons see us today, right? We see you today as this mega superstar among your peers, and literally you're there. And but to say that you start off in the mindset of being intimidated, right, of what you saw, why didn't you just stop?
I couldn't stop. It was ingrained in me. My mom and dad, I'll tell you a true story. I remember my first year of practicing the sax. I was in the 8th grade and my mom had just bought me the sax for it was on Christmas. It was a Christmas gift. It was a surprise. And I remember going into the summer, we had this thing called band camp. It was summer band camp. And I remember going there as a 8th grader and all these other high school students. It kind of reminded me of the college experience, but I was just in 8th grade. So I remember specifically coming home, Michael, and I said, Mom, I can't do this sax thing. This is not for me. And you know what she said to me? She said, Boy, if you don't pick up that horn, I done spent my hard-earned money. You go learn that horn. And it was just it's comical to me now,
Right.
but those comments, things that she said to me to really nurture, and even my dad, hey, listen, you can do it. They were always positive. Even when I didn't want to hear go and practice. And then after a while, Michael, it was innate ability. I just naturally gravitated to practicing and they didn't have to tell me that anymore.
You know it's real when mama start off, boy. It's like you got my
Exactly.
there's gonna be something else afterwards. Like it's not even a question. You gonna do this.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep.
And I must ask, do you appreciate it now?
Absolutely. I tell them all the time, I would not be where I am if it wasn't for you all.
And again, with the success that you've been doing this for more than 25 years. You've been in the game for over 25 years. You have performed in some of the greats, in front of some of the greats. Steve Harvey,
Yes.
Hudson, Chris Tucker, CeCe Winans, CeCe Winans. Did you ever imagine that?
I didn't. I didn't, but I always had a dream. I always had a dream of what could be. People talk about dreams and it's so ironic. That's like the theme of what season 8 is. But, I always had a dream that if I'm consistent in this area, if I just continue to believe, I know eventually it will happen. I just don't know how it's gonna happen. I leave that in God's hands.
Say that 5 more times. Listen, because that's key. That is key. That is definitely key. And I promise you, once you leave in his hands, he can bless you and show you so many more things that we've never even imagined. So again,
That's right.
whoa, whoa. Then I have to just dive into this as well. Not only do you you perform with your heart, you perform with your soul, all of your sinew, all the ingredients that go along with it. But I'm telling you, if you've never seen him, not one, two, two saxophones. Okay. Where did this come from? Because once you pulled out one, I'm like, and you started playing, I'm like, yeah, great. Because I have never seen before we met. I've never seen you before or knew what you did.
Wow.
I love this. I love it because I love good music. But when you pulled out that second one, I'm like, what? I almost pure T lost my mind. So where did this come from?
You know what? It was a idea that I grasped from a young man. I'll never forget. I was in the studio preparing for my sophomore album, and I came in the studio. I was lugubrious. I was just, I don't know. I just wasn't in the mind of really creating music. So I'll never forget, Michael, my producer, he was like, he said, hold up, check this out. He pressed play on YouTube and he showed me this band. The name of the band was Bella Fleck and the Flecktones. And there was a gentleman by the name of Jeff, and he was playing two saxes. And I was like, whoa, what in the world? How is that even possible? So subconsciously, that stayed with me, right? Because eventually I got bored of just playing one. So then I started thinking, I said, you know what? I'm going to learn two, but I want to learn how to play three at the same time. So I started playing and practicing two. I started playing and practicing three. And I began to really master how to actually play two and three at the same time. But it initially started with the idea of just doing two. And then I graduated to three.
I'm just still stunned because literally I was looking at you and as this is happening before my eyes, I'm like, your control in breathing has got to be on point. How do you practice that?
Long tones. That's the secret. Literally taking your horn or whatever instrument, woodwind instrument or brass instrument, literally taking a deep breath and holding the note as long as you can. It's just building. It's kind of like working out. You know, when you're on the weights and you're lifting, eventually, you know, it's going to catch up and you'll be able to bench press. Let's say your goal is 150, you know, start 80, work your way up, then you get to 150, then you can start building. It's the same thing, but more as far as your respiratory system, your embouchure, and all those things play a part into it.
You, I'm learning
Yeah.
so much. How do you take care of yourself?
Number one, I've been practicing now every day on long tone. That's one aspect. Another thing is making sure that I'm eating healthy within reason. You know, I have my days where I just splurge. Now, I'm guilty of that. However, within reason, just making sure I'm eating healthy. Also, exercising. So now I've been walking, doing this daily exercise where I'm doing cardio just to kind of help build my immune system and stamina, especially when performing, because when you're performing, you're pouring out so much. Okay. I like to think of myself. I tell people, you know, they say, well, what do you do? So my elevator pitch is this, Michael. I'm the saxophonist that you didn't know you wanted or needed until you heard and saw. That's it. So when people are seeing what I'm doing, you know, I like to create this experience so it's fully engaged. But with that, it takes a lot of breath control, a lot of stamina, playing two, playing three saxophones at the same time. You got to be healthy. So I do my best to try to have that healthy lifestyle as much as possible.
That's definitely important, especially in what you do.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, he doesn't just stand in one place. Like he is on the move. He is on the
Yes.
move. He's everywhere, and it's a great show. It definitely is a
Thank
great
you.
show. It really, really is. So let's talk about this single that you have, Passion. Can you tell us about it?
Absolutely. So, you know, before I wrote that song, I my thought process was, how can I convey a message through song that exemplifies my true passion and love. And I'll never forget, I was in my room just thinking about, okay, I want a song that can really convey this. I knew the name of the song was Passion before I wrote it, but I just didn't have the melody. And I remember sitting at home and I was just praying. I was like, okay, what what notes do I play? Because I don't have, it's like a blank canvas. And I just started playing, Michael. I just started playing notes and I recorded it on my phone. And I took it to one of my keyboard players, my MD. I said, listen to this. What can you put on the keys that can help enhance this melody? And from there, it was history. We wrote a whole song with just a concept on my phone that I simply recorded, a simple melody. And I knew, I said, oh my God, this is it. This is passion. And then we actually did a video. We went to Arizona, the Grand Canyon, and we actually did a whole video behind Passion because we wanted that to be a theme song for weddings. When I perform at weddings, we wanted this Passion song to be a song that people actually use for their weddings. Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh, I love it, Brian. Not only you produce and you play, it's just so many different things, right? So many different levels to us. And what I love about life too is that we still learn who we are and we learn different levels and different talents that sometimes we kind of know about, but at the end of the day, still we don't hone into it until later. So I definitely
Right.
commend you on just honing into who you are as a musician. But think fam, don't go away because when we come back, we're just gonna play our newest segment, questions that he answers, of course. Don't go away. Back in a moment.
I'm Francis Chule. I play Pierce in Invasion on Tubi, and you're watching The Michael Finkley Show.
On the next Michael Finkley, entertainer and entrepreneur, the only Kelda Music is here. She tells us more about the life of being a musician and an actress. And we get a sneak peek about what's to come in the future. Don't miss it, Think Fam. Monday. HBCU First. HBCU First Incorporated is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. HBCU First is a student-led community advancing the well-being and economic participation of America's Black youth. As the leading HBCU internship and mentoring academy, we empower elite students from 70 plus historically Black colleges and universities with in-demand college to career skills. For more information, visit their website, www.hbcufirst.com. Hey Think Fam, join us Wednesdays for Wednesday Wishes, your inspirational moment, available on all social media platforms. Welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. We're still with Richard Shaw Jr. And I definitely when I talk with individuals, Richard, I want to learn more about them because it makes you that much more three-dimensional in my mind. So thank you for just chatting with us again. And we're now on to our newest segment, Questions That He Answers. I'm super excited about this. Okay. So this is how it works, Richard. I'm going to ask you 10 questions. 10 questions.
Okay.
And within those 10 questions, there or questions. So the first thing that pops to your mind. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
All right. Let's go. Question 1. Swimming pool or beach?
Beach.
Okay. Can you swim?
I can.
All righty. I drown. All right. Question 2. Question 2. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
You have any pets?
I don't, but I had a dog before.
Gotcha. Cool beans. Question 3. Podcast or television?
Ooh, that's a good one. Podcast.
Anything that you're listening to right now?
I listen to Bishop T.D. Jakes, a lot of his messages, actually. Yeah.
Love it. Inspirational. We need it. Question 4.
Yeah.
Text or call?
Text.
You're like, okay. All right. He's texting y'all. Number 5. Cash or debit or credit card?
Cash.
Okay. He goes to the ATM. Question 6. Summer or winter?
Definitely summer.
Summer. I got you.
Yeah.
I was born in June. I get it. 7. Soda or water?
Water.
That's good for you. We're made up of it. 8. Comedy or horror movie?
Comedy.
We love to laugh as well.
Yes.
9. iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Okay, I want to see what side he was on, Big Fab. I want to see.
iPhone.
I want to see. 10. Are we reading or are we listening to a book?
Reading.
Okay. All righty. More about Richard when we come back. He's going to tell us his next biggest dream, Big Fam. Don't go away.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Kenny Lewis of Kenny Lewis and One Voice, and you're watching my boy Michael Finkley on the Michael Finkley Show. Call on Jesus.
Hello, everybody. It's Finkley from the Finkley Experience. We're an educational consulting firm that specializes in first-generation education. So we assist students with their college and career endeavors. We train school administrators on the state of first-generation students. And also, we partner with colleges and universities to assist with their first-generation population for easy transition from high school to college. So if you're looking for a presenter or a speaker that presents on these topics and so much more, visit our website at thefinkleyexperience.com and learn about all that we do. We're looking forward to working with you.
Hi guys, welcome to Awaken. We wanted to serve the city of Mullins. We are church owned, and we felt like a coffee shop was such a huge need in the city of Mullins. There's nowhere for people to just come, get a cup of coffee, sit with friends, maybe do some work on the laptop. And so we feel like it was a service that we could give back to the city. Well, our hope is that people will feel calm, that they'll feel welcome, that it'll be a place where they can come and just clear their mind.
We come here twice a day. That's how good their smoothies, their coffee, their lattes, frappes, delicious. I would love the atmosphere here. If I had time to come and just sit and relax, I would. It's awesome.
One thing that I really love about it being here is just the cozy environment. It's so inviting. I can come in here and I can get my schoolwork done, a good coffee and a good meal. But I'm just really thankful that they're here and that I have a good place to go.
We're open Tuesday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Awaken Coffee Bar, downtown Mullins.
On the next Michael Finkley, entertainer and entrepreneur, the only. Kelda Music is here. She tells us more about the life of being a musician and an actress. And we get a sneak peek about what's to come in the future. Don't miss it, Think Fam. Monday. Okay, Richard, tell us, what is your next biggest dream?
My next biggest dream is to be mainstream artist. I'm talking about the Kenny G status, where I'm all over the world performing all over for all sorts of venues. That's the next biggest dream, mainstream.
Love that. How are you working towards that dream now?
So now I just released a brand new project. It's called Art of Music.
That is amazing. That is amazing. Wow. Living in your dream. Do you feel it?
I feel it. I feel it for sure.
Oh, amazing. Are you proud of yourself? during this phase
I
of your life?
am. I am. You know, we're tough on ourselves. I'll put it to you this way. I am I'm happy, but I'm not satisfied.
Oh, oh my gosh. I love that. I love that. It's like we're happy about it, but we know there's another level. We're happy about it, but we're not settling. There's so much, just so
Exactly.
much more. And I love being in the spiritual realm because God promised us so much greater in our ladder. So we are
Right.
always
Yes.
anticipating that. We're always
Yes.
anticipating that.
Yep.
Oh, man, I love it. How can we, the Think Fam, follow you on social media, and how can we stream your music?
Yes. So you can follow me on my social media platforms. It's simply my name, Richard Shaw Jr. And also you can go to my website, www.richardshawjr.com. And all that information is there. If you go to my website, we actually have a newsletter as well that you can sign up for, become a subscriber, so you can know the ins and outs of my schedule.
I love it. Think Fam, go support, please. Listen to his music, stream it. I promise you, you'll feel inspired. Literally, go if you ever see him, he's coming to a town near you. Definitely go check him out. Please, please, please. Richard Shaw Jr., thank you for being with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you,
Oh,
Michael. I appreciate you.
you're very welcome. Thank you so much for watching Think Fam. Always remember to pursue your dreams. Have a good one.